A massive alien fleet hovered just outside human space. Their ships looked like shiny, deadly predators made of dark metal. Inside the main control ship, the alien officers were calm and confident. They spoke like they were already sure of their win. To them, Earth was just another weak planet with old ships and simple people. They believed humans didn't stand a chance against their powerful weapons and smart tactics. The alien leader, General Kralon, stood tall and proud. His skin looked like scales that shimmered in the dim light of the control room. He stared at a glowing map that showed Earth's small and spread-out defense ships. He smirked and pointed to a younger officer. "They still use old junk for their fleet," Kralon said with a laugh. "Their ships are falling apart. This will be over before they even know we're here." The officers around him chuckled, feeling excited. They had done this before. Visited weak planets, destroyed their defenses, and taken over. They thought Earth would be the same. Some had even heard humans were trying to power up their ships using outdated nuclear reactors, a desperate move from a forgotten time. As the alien fleet got closer to human space, they sent out a signal sweep to scan the area. Just then, a soft alarm went off. "Commander Kralon," said one officer nervously, "we're receiving a message from the humans." Kralon raised an eyebrow. "A message? Are they begging already?" he mocked. But when the message played, it wasn't what they expected. A strong, serious voice echoed through the ship. "This is human space. You are not welcome. Turn back now or face the consequences." Then the message ended, short and sharp. The aliens looked at each other, confused. Kralon laughed. "So they want to fight. Fine, let's teach them a lesson they'll never forget." He ordered the fleet to move forward. The alien ships flew in perfect formation, proud and deadly. Kralon imagined Earth breaking apart and humans begging for mercy. But as the fleet entered human territory, something strange happened. On their radar, they saw human ships, waiting, not running, not hiding, just standing still, like they were ready. Kralon leaned in, watching closely. "There aren't many of them," he said, "but their setup looks unsmart." He shook the thought away. "It's just a last try before we crush them." He waved his hand. "Attack!" The alien ships fired first. Beams of light shot across space, missiles flew and explosions lit up the dark. But then something unexpected. The human ships didn't fall apart. They moved fast and sharp, dodging attacks with surprising skill. Their formations changed quickly, almost like a dance. They responded to every alien strike like they already knew what was coming. Kralon's officers started to panic. "Sir, our shields are under stress," one shouted. "It's like they're predicting our moves." Kralon frowned. That didn't make sense. Humans weren't supposed to be this good. Their weapons were old, their systems outdated, and yet here they were fighting back hard. A loud blast rocked the command ship. Sparks flew and warning lights flashed everywhere. Kralon clenched his jaw. Something was wrong, very wrong. "These humans," he whispered, "they're adapting." Another officer looked shocked. "Sir, they're reading our shield patterns and changing their attacks. It's working." Kralon's hands curled into fists. This wasn't just luck. These humans weren't the weaklings he thought they were. They were smart. They were brave. And they were winning. Everything the aliens thought they knew was falling apart. The alien ship slowed down for a moment. Just outside the reach of the human fleet, they tried to figure out what was happening. On the alien control ship, things were tense. Screens showed red alerts and damage reports that were worse than anyone expected. General Kralon stood silent, his eyes locked on the display in front of him. The smug look on his face was gone. His confidence had been replaced with a serious concern. The humans weren't afraid. They weren't even breaking formation. They stood like stone, strong, calm, daring the aliens to come closer. A young alien officer, Lieutenant Varnak, hurried over. "Sir, we've found weak spots in their shields, but they're not what we expected." Kralon didn't even look at him. He waved him off and said in a firm voice, "Send in the second wave. Let's end this." New alien ships moved forward, smaller but more advanced, loaded with special weapons meant to destroy older defenses. They began to fire, massive energy blasts heading straight for the humans. The alien officers held their breath. They thought this was it, the moment when the humans would finally break. But again, nothing went as planned. The human ships didn't scatter, They didn't run. They moved as one, like they shared the same mind. And when they struck back, it was brutal. Their counterattack was so perfect, so fast, it looked like they had practiced every move 100 times. Bright beams hit. The alien ships in just the right spots. Weak points the aliens didn't think anyone could find. One after another, alien ships started to fall. Explosions lit the black sky and fear spread across the alien fleet. General Kraylan's face grew hard. This wasn't the random panic of a dying army. This was skill. This was strategy. He turned to his officer. They know our systems, almost like they've studied us. Another explosion shook the room. Kraylan grabbed the edge of the console to steady himself. His mind was spinning. The humans were not just defending themselves. They were attacking with power, timing, and understanding that matched the Empire's best forces. "Sir," said a young officer, his voice shaking, They're reading our moves before we make them." Kraylan didn't reply. He just stared at the screen, watching as his fleet was torn apart. His mind raced through every plan, every counterattack he knew, but none of it worked. The humans were one step ahead. "Always. Begin evasive maneuvers," he finally ordered. "Fall back to Sector 4. The alien ships tried to pull back, shifting into new formations, but the humans followed. It was like looking into a mirror. Every alien move was copied, predicted, and countered with perfect precision. And then the worst happened. The human fleet sliced right through the middle of the alien ships. Their weapons hit with deadly force, cutting straight through the shields, blowing holes in the heart of the Empire's army. Panic filled the alien control room. Officers shouted, reports poured in. Ships were being destroyed, pilots were ejecting, entire squadrons gone in seconds. This wasn't a desperate last stand. It was a lesson, a brutal reminder that the humans weren't weak. They weren't behind. They were just different. And now they were proving they could fight smarter, harder, and faster than the Empire ever imagined. General Kraylan looked around. His officers were pale and shaken. No one said it out loud, but the truth was clear. They had come to crush a small, weak planet. Instead, they had walked into a trap set by warriors who had turned their weaknesses into weapons. The humans weren't just protecting their space anymore. They were tearing the Empire apart, piece by piece, and as the human ships closed in for the final strike, Kraylan realized something terrifying. In this corner of the galaxy, the real predators weren't aliens. They were human,